Okay, so let's start the first lesson of Jarabi. So we're going to take these same magic three and we're going to pair it with this second thumb string on the right. So we're going to just play all four of these for a moment. So there's a little rhythmic pattern that happens using just these four strings. We're going to play every one but our index, so these three, and then we're going to follow it with an index. And then we're going to do left side only, right thumb only, so it's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So it's everything but our index, just the index by itself, just the left side, and then the right thumb only. Now, we're going to follow that up by playing all of the A's on our instrument. So, third on the right hand thumb, second from the ends on each side. So, second from the lowest, second from the highest on our left. All three of them together. So we're pinching on our left hand side and we're playing the right thumb by itself. So we're going to play this phrase 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now I'm just going to repeat this for now. I want you to work on this. Now this swings a little bit. It's not dum bum bum bum, but it's bum da bum do bum da 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 bum da, right, like triplet bass. Now, in the real song, there's only two of those, and then we go to the second half of it. The second half uses the exact same fingering pattern, but just different notes. So instead of playing the magic three with this 2 on the thumb here as our home bass, we're going to have home bass shift up. So we're going to come up one higher to the 4th string on our left thumb, and then we're going to go third from the top on our left index. And our right thumb stays in the same place. Our left index bounces all the way down to the 4th string from the bottom. So here's our new home bass. Using these 4 notes, we're going to do the exact same pattern. So what that means is everything but the right index, then the right index by itself, then the left hand side, both of those two, the right thumb. So again, everything but the right index, the right index. Left side only, right thumb only. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Do you see how that's the exact same fingering pattern as before? We're just in a different position then. Here's the other one. Between each one of these, we have to hit our A's. Remember, second from the outside edge, second from the top, second from the bottom on the left, 3rd string on the right thumb. Right? So the whole part, all the way through, sounds like this: 2 on the A, 2 on the B. I'm just calling A, B like as in 1 and 2, not as in the notes. 1. going to flam it. And then when we do that, we're going to drop out this right hand thumb on the A, right? Our right thumb is up here helping. A lot of times when you have to do those stops, it's kind of easier to make like a single playing surface like this, and then you kind of push forward with your thumb as you pull back. And you'll see a lot of times when kora players are going into their little high note runs, they're bringing their thumbs forward like this, so that it's kind of a one motion like this, okay? So we're gonna go 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Make sure that you're giving all of your notes equal value and volume right now. It's easy to let your left hand thumb get quieter all of a sudden, and all of a sudden you have where you can't hear that. You really want those bass notes to be full throated, full flavor. Now here's another little variation that you can do. So instead of playing all three of these, you're going to land this one early. And actually it's going to sound like you're kind of strumming through. Now watch my thumb. Actually there's a little trick here that's happening that happens with a lot of kora music. As I'm coming up here with my thumb, I'm actually resting on the next string ready to go. I'm not plucking one and then going and finding the second and plucking that. I'm hitting one hard and then landing on the second one as a backstop, and then flowing through that one to the next one as a backstop. It's a way to generate a little bit of power in kora playing, because you kind of almost like bow and arrow sort of fling the string, right? And then just land on the next one. So now when you do this one, you can just hit those two by themselves, or you can flam. So let's try it both ways. Again, I want you to be responsible for all of these variations. Also, I'd like for you to go back and check out all the variations I gave you for Alalaike. I don't want you to just get to the end. I want you to have everything that I've shown you, so that you have options and variations, okay? This is without the flam. Here's with the flam. Remember, you're going to land this one early and then play both of these together. Drop that little spacer thumb on the right, and we're going to fill that same spot with this note here. And then we're going to flam the note that we were flamming before just after. Da da da. So listen in context. Boom. Okay. here we go again. Just an optional variation. You don't have to do it every time or even every other time. So back to the beginning, the sort of the most basic one. We're going to build another little subtle variation here that happens by staggering the notes together. What we're going to do is we're going to stagger the notes on our left hand. When we play all three of them together, our left index is going to come slightly late. Now listen. Now, because this one, I'm going to go back because I can't talk over that very well. So, this one, because it is in a different spot of our other variations so far, we can actually combine them with all the other variations that we've done. So first, let's do that with the normal version. Here we go. Take that same staggered version with our flam. Here we go. Remember when we do the flam, we're not hitting this one. You could, but I generally remember keep them kind of together like how I come up like this. I probably don't do that every time, but again, with the stagger. Remember, I'm calling the stagger, instead of playing all three of these together, we're playing just our thumbs, staggering our left index. Stagger our right thumb. So that's the variation with the stagger on the left index and the stagger on the left thumb. Sorry, the right thumb. Left index, right thumb. Left index, right thumb. The stagger with the little high descending part. Here's the alternate variation, which is lower. Here we go. Ba-da-da. Here we go. Okay, that's plenty to get you started with. Again, please get all of these variations all set up. You don't arrive at one final one and have that be quote unquote your sort of test version. I know this because I know this final one. I do want you to get to the end of this lesson, but I want you to have each individual part that I've shown you so far so that you can go back and forth and give it this sort of variance and variation that makes it interesting, okay? So, you got a lot of homework to do.